Marks on earth, a whisper of the first mysteries, an epic journey through ancient symbols, lost cities, and the sacred unknown. There are places in the world where silence doesn't simply exist, it weighs on you, where time doesn't pass, it lingers, where ancient stones seem to ask questions that have echoed through millennia without ever finding an answer. Scattered across deserts, hidden in mountains, buried beneath forests, and submerged beneath oceans, there are traces not merely built but revealed. These are monuments that defy not just gravity or human effort, but the very logic of our historical narrative. Pyramids that gaze toward the sky, tunnels that vanish deep underground, perfect geometric shapes drawn in the land, and geoglyphs visible only from far, far above us if they were never meant for human eyes, but for watchers beyond the sky. In this journey, we will not simply explore ruins. We will search for meaning in something that perhaps was never meant to be fully understood. We will read the markings left by ancient hands that somehow speak directly to the future, to us. Invisible geometry. When the earth speaks to the sky, since the beginning of civilization, humanity has etched its presence into the earth. But some of those markings make sense only when viewed from above us, if meant not for mortals, but for the divine or the extraterrestrial. On a hill in southern England lies the enigma of the Offington White Horse. Over 3,000 years old and 110 meters long, it was carved into the chalky ground and filled with white stone. On foot, it's nearly impossible to interpret, but from above a stylized yet elegant horse emerges. Why would ancient people create something that can only be fully appreciated from the sky long before flight was possible? Was it a tribal symbol, a spiritual totem, or a message to the heavens? In Chile's Atacama Desert, the Atacama giant stretches nearly 100 meters tall, etched into a barren hillside. Its arms, outstretched, and its oval eyes stare into the horizon. Some believe it served as an astronomical calendar, tracking star movements. Others argue it represents ancient deities or perhaps beings not from this world. In California, the Blythe and Talios follow a similar mystery, only discovered in the 1930s due to their massive size. They depict humans, animals, and serpents across the desert floor. Walking among them, one sees little, but from the air, their patterns are unmistakable. Their purpose remains debated. Fertility symbols, ritual sites, or messages to celestial visitors. These carvings invite a humbling question: were we ever truly alone under the stars, beneath the waves? Hidden pathways in the ocean beneath the turquoise waters of the Bahamas. One of the most puzzling underwater anomalies lies hidden, the Bimini Road. To the casual eye, it appears to be nothing more than a line of stones. But a closer look reveals an arrangement of massive blocks, seemingly placed with intention like a sunken pathway to another age. Scientists argue it's a natural formation, but ever since divers photographed it in the 1960s, many have seen it as evidence of Atlantis, a technologically advanced civilization swallowed by the sea. Across the globe, near Yonaguni Island in Japan, divers encountered another baffling underwater structure. The Yonaguni Monument reveals enormous terraces, stairs, and geometric angles carved into stone beneath the waves. Some say it's a natural wonder. Others claim it's a forgotten city lost before the end of the last ice age, implying civilizations far older and more advanced than previously believed. These aquatic mysteries suggest something profound. The ocean not only hides life, but also forgotten epics of human or perhaps non-human history. Architecture of the gods, megaliths, and sacred alignments. Raising a stone weighing dozens of tons is impressive. Aligning thousands of them with celestial precision is something else entirely. In France, the Karnak stones stretch for miles, more than 3,000 megaliths arranged in rows, dating back over 7,000 years. No written record explains them. Were they marking solstices, burial sites, or energy paths? Their true purpose remains buried in the fog of time. In the Scottish Isles, the Ring of Brodgar stands resolute among the winds of Orkney, over 100 meters in diameter and dating back 5,000 years. This stone circle may have served as a lunar observatory or a spiritual temple. Local legends say the stones were once warriors turned to rock, forever frozen in ritual. And then there is Stonehenge, perhaps the world's most iconic transported without wheels, lifted without cranes. Each stone weighs up to 50 tons and aligns precisely with the summer solstice. Was it a temple, an observatory, a portal, or something our language still lacks the tools to define? These massive constructions suggest knowledge of astronomy, mathematics, and engineering far beyond what we've attributed to ancient cultures. Were they total rediscovered, sculpted cities? When stone becomes civilization, most cities are built with bricks or wood, but some appear as though the earth itself gave birth to them, revealed rather than raised. In Jordan, Petra emerges from rose-red cliffs. Its most famous structure, the treasury, appears cinematic. But Petra is more than a facade. It's a network of temples, tunnels, and water channels carved by the Nabateans, desert masters who tamed the wilderness and etched poetry into stone. In Ethiopia, Lalibela hides churches that were not built, they were excavated, carved top down into solid rock. The Church of St. George is shaped like a cross, Its creation, a feat of faith in stone. Locals believe angels assisted in its construction and standing within its silent halls. One might believe that too. In Turkey's Cappadocia lies Derinkuyu, a subterranean city carved dozens of meters underground. It could shelter over 20,000 people with ventilation, storage, schools, and sanctuaries. Built as a refuge, it stands today as a testament to human resilience and fear of an unknown threat. These cities don't just show what ancient people could do, they show what they felt, feared, believed, and loved. Each tunnel, each step, is a whisper of humanity itself. Places of faith and power. The sacred and the mysterious faith holds a force that transcends time and matter. Across the world it manifests in stone temples, shrines, and monuments that have stood the test of centuries, even millennia. In Jerusalem, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre stands as a spiritual epicenter for millions. Every stone breathes with stories of suffering, hope, miracles, and unshakable faith. Despite invasions, wars, and inner conflict, the church remains a living symbol of belief. In the mountains of Catalonia, Spain, the monastery of Montserrat rises from the rugged peaks like a sanctuary of the soul. Pilgrims flock here to pray before the Moreno, the Black Madonna, protector and maternal figure wrapped in mystery. In Japan, Mount Fuji is more than a majestic volcano. It's a sacred icon, a place of purification and rebirth. Its slopes host rituals and pilgrimages symbolizing harmony between humans and nature. Climbing Fuji is not just physical, it's spiritual. Far away in the Australian outback, the Uluru monolith stands solitary in a vast desert, yet pulses with life. To the Anangu people, it is a living entity embodying their ancestral beings and preserving stories passed orally for thousands of years. Uluru is not a place to visit, it's a being to listen to. In Greece, Mount Athos serves as a monastic enclave where time seems to stall. Home to Orthodox monks for over 1,000 years, its secluded monasteries and hidden manuscripts hold ancient wisdom untouched by modern chaos. Indonesia's Borobudur Temple is a stone mandala carved from volcanic rock. It's not merely a religious site, it's a visual journey through Buddhist cosmology, a spiritual map guiding pilgrims toward enlightenment through meditation and sacred geometry. And in England, Glastonbury Abbey blends myth, faith, and legend, connected to King Arthur and the Holy Grail. It's a nexus of pilgrimage and introspection where the past and present touch, and spiritual echoes linger in the mist. These places share more than just sacredness, they are energetic nexuses where something beyond human logic is at play. In each, the divine and the earthly seem to merge, the inexplicable, the peak of human mystery. As we approach the edges of what we know, we encounter that which we cannot explain, and perhaps we're not supposed to. Off the coast of Japan, the submerged Yonaguni Monument continues to baffle experts. Some see natural formations, others see deliberate architecture, stairways, platforms, and symmetry carved deep beneath the sea. If man-made, it would predate the earliest known civilizations by thousands of years. In southeastern Turkey lies Göbekli Tepe, a site that rewrote human history. At 12,000 years old, its massive T-shaped pillars, carved with animal figures, show that organized religion and social structure existed long before agriculture. It challenges everything we thought we knew about the dawn of civilization. Who built it? Why bury it? And how did they achieve such precision? On Easter Island, the Moai statue stands solemnly, gazing over an empty ocean, carved and transported without modern tools. These giants raise questions not just about their construction but about the people who built them. Why did the Rapa Nui vanish? And what messages are the Moai silently bearing across time? These enigmas remind us that history is not a straight line. It is a spiral of light and shadow, knowledge and mystery, where answers often lead only to more questions. As our journey draws to a close, one truth emerges. The marks left by our ancestors are more than artifacts. They are echoes calling us to remember, to wonder, to seek. From sacred mountains to sunken cities, from colossal statues to invisible alignments etched into the earth, these mysteries form a sacred geography connecting past and future, myth and science, faith and reason. Perhaps it's not answers we should seek but the right questions. For in the asking, we remain human, curious, humble, alive. This is our legacy, not just to build or discover, but to dream, to look beyond the veil, to listen when the stones whisper. Because the journey never truly ends, it only deepens.